It's called remote viewing.
I've been tasked to help locate murderers.
Just can't breathe.
Removal and or dissolving of alien implants.
He supports you now more than ever, following your passions.
Now, that last message though was given to me personally by Mitch the Psychic, and you can hear all about it in this video here. But to summarise, in that video he was giving me a message from the ghost of my brother, and here apparently is what my brother had to say.
The message is, stop dating the same type of people.
Now, as grateful as I was to Mitch the Psychic for at least trying to help, there were two small problems with what he had to tell me. Firstly, my brother's just simply not dead. And secondly, I'm married, so I wasn't dating anybody, or at least that's what I was telling my wife, which is a seamless link to the next clip Mitch has for us. You see, my wife, who isn't dead, apparently has a ghost that Mitch has reached out to, and my wife's ghost has a message for me.
Yeah, so one thing is me be cautious of having, like, you know, the saying keeps coming to me, too many irons in the fire.
Now, all I can take from that is that Mitch must be the best psychic ever. After all, what other psychic would claim to be able to reach into the spirit world and bring back the messages from two people who haven't even died yet? He must be like the best psychic ever. So thank you for that, Mitch. Now, before I go on, I do need to say that it is of course easy to take cheap laughs, laughing at people that claim they can do things that break the laws of physics. And I really mean that. It is really easy to have a cheap laugh, like this. Now, I can guarantee that clip wasn't sped up at all. That was apparently something called light language, which is an alien language that gets activated inside us. So we can speak to space aliens and do all sorts of other stuff. We'll see a bit more of that in a second. But I was just talking about laughing at people that believe they can do things that defy the laws of physics. But I think it's equally valid to put these people to the test in a public setting where people can see the success or failure of the attempts. Now, last week I had a psychic on my channel give me a 30-minute reading, and the video to that is linked in the description. And also linked in the description is a live stream which will be happening tomorrow at the time of recording, and I will be going through that reading step by step to assess the accuracy of it. So I hope to see some of you there. Now, in this video, I'm going to be giving a remote viewer, which could be one of you, the chance to win £1,000. We'll get more into that later on, but first, let's hear from that lady again. So like I said, this is something called light language, a language that people believe is activated by aliens. So we can do all sorts of weird stuff. I suppose, like maybe communicate with them, ask them about all that probing and, you know, where we can get it and stuff. Here's another one.
More and more people will get their light language activated.
Now, this lady now has her light language activated, so she can speak with people apparently from Arcturus.
All of a sudden, my hand started moving, and then I asked my spirit guides to activate my light language voice as well. Watch. Okay. Spirit, can you move my hand and speak Arcturian? Okay.
But there's all sorts of uses of light language. For example, some people might want to transmit sexual energy. Yep, that's happened. Now, this video has taken a little bit of a detour, so let's get back to the topic of remote viewing. And it all kicked off for me when I saw this tweet here. Now, this tweet is from Conspiracy Bot, which of course posts a load of nonsense, but still, it made me go and have a look at what actually happened when the CIA tried their hand at investigating this non-existent fake magical power. So I tracked down this report here that was released a couple of years ago about the infamous Stargate program run by the CIA. Now, we can see this document is huge. In fact, it's 178 pages long, and it's got an awful lot of big words and not many pictures in it. So when I looked at this, I thought, well, fuck that. So I skipped straight to the results section, and it is worth pointing out that the person that wrote this report was involved in the Stargate program, and they do seem to be a bit of a believer in remote viewing. But even they say remote viewing, as exemplified by the efforts in the current program, has not been shown to have value in intelligence operations. They also go on to say that normally much of the data provided by remote viewing is either wrong or irrelevant. But they don't poo-poo it completely, as we can see by them saying to be relatively assured of a successful outcome, it requires several hundred trials. Now, to me, it kind of sounds like saying if you throw enough shit, eventually some of it will stick. It doesn't seem very scientific. And the fact that this was a top secret military operation did mean that actually peer review was quite difficult, and the scientific process of the Stargate program has been called into question. But not everybody believes it should be, including this news anchor here who's interviewing Uri Geller, somebody who is quite well known for having been part of the program.
What I do find alarming is the dishonesty that has been referenced in some mainstream media reporting of your alleged skills, because there's been a flagrant misrepresentation of the SRI work. It was done with incredibly rigorous scientific controlled blind standards, wasn't it?
Of course.
Although it is strange that he should be so confident on that point when given in the report itself, the author says in the recommendation section that they need to bring some scientific method into the process. So what does that leave us? Do we write remote viewing off as some kind of failed experiment? Or do we believe people when they come out with sheer nonsense like this?
And the beam hit me and I got so energized, and I was laying on my bed. I went, whoa, whoa. I can feel it tingling through my body, and I can feel it going up my spine, and I went into almost a convulsion. It was almost like The Exorcist. Like, I think I lifted off the bed and was like, wow. Tore off my mask, and I said, what the hell was that? Nothing should be trifled.
Well, I think the first thing we should do is laugh at it. Let's all keep a sense of perspective and never get to the stage where we're taking stuff like this seriously. And the second thing we can do is provide honest opportunity for people that believe they can perform these supernatural feats to do so in a setting that they know will be seen by thousands of people who will be able to assess their successes, failures, and their accuracy or lack of. Now, I've never seen anybody succeed in any kind of setting like that. That's my personal opinion, and I am willing to put my money where my mouth is. £1,000 of it. Behind me is an envelope that is resting against a fish tank. Into that envelope, I have drawn an image. Now, on Thursday night next week, starting at 9 p.m. UK time, I'm going to be doing a live stream. During that live stream, I will be inviting you to tag me in tweets. Use this Twitter handle here, and you can simply send me a drawing that you believe matches the drawing that I have in my envelope. At the end of that live stream, I will be opening the envelope so you can all see it, and my face will be on camera for the entire live stream, so you will know that I am not changing what's in the envelope if we see a successful entry. Now, I will accept entries before that, but of course, if you send me an entry before that, in the back of your mind, you might always be thinking, oh, he saw it before the live stream, I was right, but he changed the image. So it's up to you whether you want to send me them before or send them at the live stream. Now, if you get it correct, and only if 10 people get it correct, the first one to get it correct will get £1,000. Everyone else will get naff all, I'm afraid. There's only £1,000 going out. But to win that £1,000, you have to get the detail of my image correct. It has to be a replication where if somebody looks at the two images, they can say these are versions of the same picture, not versions of the same thing. What do I mean by that? I mean, if I've drawn a castle in there with certain detail on, and you draw a castle which is a completely different castle, well, they're pictures of the same thing, but they are not pictures of the same image, are they? I want something that captures the detail that is in that, so there's no kind of lucky guesses going on there. So that is my criteria. It has to capture some of the detail of what I've drawn. I can tell you that it's not a complex image at all. I can't draw. Maybe that will, maybe that won't help. I don't know. But we will see what comes in on Thursday's live stream, 9 p.m. See you then.